Shalom, Kahalayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akmatir pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the hopeful elect, the number you always strive to be a part of. I'm the brother Kara Allah, and through the Spirit, I'm bringing out this lesson based on this article that I read on Spectrum News, New York 1, and it was posted on March 24th, 2022. I'm gonna read a little bit of it. I'm gonna go right into the scriptures. A lot of people, mostly Asian American and Pacific Islander women, wait on the sidewalk on a street on the Lower East Side. Jumping down, says Asian American women and seniors line up for free pepper spray. And why are they doing that? Because they're being attacked. Now, what's being pushed out there is that the narrative is that it's so-called Negroes that's jumping out the bushes and beating these Asians in the head with hammers. All right, like Jake is just out here just hunting down Asians. Like it's hunting season, especially on the Asian women. All right, now that's some of these cases may have happened, but that's basically the narrative being pushed. Okay, now the scriptures speak about thou accuser of thy mother's son. Something like that. I'll probably get it in a second. It says the giveaways over the past 2 weekends in Manhattan drew hundreds in the Asian community the prize pepper spray. People who waited hours online say they wanted the device to protect themselves against attacks similar to ones reported in recent months, which we know that line was a bunch of women and elderly women. Cece Kim, who lives in Brooklyn, traveled on Sunday with her elderly parents to the Bungie Space, an art space and bookstore on the Lower East Side for the giveaway advertised specifically for Asian women and seniors, just for something to hold on to for security and just to feel a little safer when they're walking about. That's why we're here, Kim said. Attacks against Asians have been on the rise during the pandemic, but interest in the event surprised organizers. When I posted this on Instagram, we got crazy feedback, like I actually way beyond our expectation. Shi Huang, owner of Bungie Space, said, "This is because everybody's scared." And you see, this dude, Shi Wang, the owner of this business or this organization, is giving out pepper spray, all right, to their own people to defend themselves. Now, honestly, I thought these people supposed to know Chinese, supposed to know some type of karate, because when you watch those Chinese flicks, they always jumping over some tree or jumping over some wall. Now, all that jumping around and flying super kicks and all that stuff, that really goes back to Jake, all right? Because when you read about King David, he was a man of war, and the Lord gave him taught him how to taught his fingers how to fight, And when you watch them Japanese and Chinese flicks, they use their fingers a lot, and they do all types of shit with their fingers, and they hit pressure points, and they give you the mark of death and all types of all that stuff that they be pushing. But when it really comes down to it, man, these heathens don't know how to fight to save their life. All right. Not to go on a rant. But this really, the fact that these Asians looking out for each other is scriptural, because when you go into the scriptures, this is 2 Ezra 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people," right? The sword and the destruction, which the sword is going into guns, weapons. All right. The ultimate sword is going to be that nuclear missile, that blast, because the sword is a destroying instrument. The sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's going into these last days. These nations, it's not going to be. You see, America like to push that we're all one people. Okay, but in these last days, the lack of bread, the lack of water, all right, the gas, all that is gonna bring out the truth, man. Everybody's gonna be for themselves or for their own race. Okay, that's why the word race just means for race. For the word races just means for your own race. Okay, that word is or your race is demonized, but all it means is for your own race. Just like how these Asians is looking out for Asians, we ain't mad at them. That's what you're supposed to do. But you got our people that really can't bond with ourselves. We can't build with ourselves because that's how it's been brought down on us systematically. Okay, but in those last days, you're gonna have these different nations gearing up for war against other nations, and you see it being manifest now. Going back to this article, it says a week prior. Well, that's basically it for this article, man. You see these bunch of scared women. And it's not just these Asian women that are scared. You got our people also, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women. They're also scared, man, because when you watch the news, you see what's going on. People homes are getting ransacked. All right, men are running up in women's homes, trying to rape them, kill them. All right, it's a lot of sick people in this world today, and ever since this this demic, that spirit has been growing in these people or growing in this world. What is this? Second Ezra 16:19. Behold, famines and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All right, so the Lord is bringing this destruction down because people are breaking the laws, statute, commandment of the scriptures. All right, so now they have a price to pay. Famine, plagues, and tribulation and anguish. Okay, pains. All right, what do you think? What do you think? These Asians are going through. Just really the whole world's going through this thing right now because can't nobody go on the train and go to sleep, especially in New York. LA is a mess. You got to leave your car doors open just so that no one comes in your car, breaks your windows to take what you got, you know. So wherever you go, really right now is forget about it. Ukraine, forget about it. Okay. So behold, famine and plagues, tribulations and anguish. You can't walk the streets at night without pepper spray. That's anguish, man. That's tribulation. Are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Yeah, because you got Jakes out there that go through some shit and then get up the next day do the same thing. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall the evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Because food was at a low price, gas was low, but now everything's starting to skyrocket. Things are starting to close down. Things aren't as easy to get as before, so the prices are going up. Plus inflation. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. And Slakia, it says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And you see this place is in a state of confusion. All right. Not only the murder rate is increasing. Okay. And also the confusion is also speaking about a man dressing up as a woman dressing up as a man, to the point where a man is trying to put functions in his body to where a man could give birth. So these are great confusions. Okay. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And then for all these laws being broken, there's going to be a lot of destruction coming upon this place. It's not gonna be if somebody just shoots you in the head, you're dead. You go to the spirit world. But then sometimes they'll take you and tie you up and keep you alive and start pulling off your fingernails, then start cutting off your eyelids. So then they'll torture you. All right. So the Lord ain't just going to destroy this place by way of thermonuclear missiles. In the end, he's going to. Right. But before all this, you have all these plagues. All right. Tribulations. All right. All these wickedness have to come upon this place, man, before the place is ultimately destroyed. So I'm gonna go back. You can read that chapter pretty good. What's this? Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay. And iniquity is what? Transgression of the laws. Okay. Breaking the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible. And how is it abounding? Because who's in rulership? The so-called white man. And this man can't keep the laws to save his life. Okay. And he breaks them all. And so will the people. Okay. And because of this, it says the love of many shall wax cold. So as you see these things coming closer and closer to the wire, you see things coming down to the wire. All right. You can go up in that store and you're going to see them fighting for the last piece of chicken breast. Okay. The last bottle of water. All right. And what proves that is when KFC or when Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich, you had people committing murder. Okay. See, and it wasn't a famine then. So imagine the famine. When a famine happens, these people are going to turn into monsters, man. It says the love of many shall wax cold. So I'll go back and I'll try to end it how the Spirit had me end it. Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. Transgressions breaking the laws. Transgressing the laws. All right. But the righteous shall see their fall. And who's the righteous? Starting with Yahweh Shai, the Most High Yahweh Shai, the elect. All right, the 1/3 of Israel. Okay, and